This show furnished by Solomon Financial Mortgage and Realty.
This is the Solomon Free Money Hour.
Good morning, Southern California, Los Angeles, Orange County, Inland Empire. We're here for you to help you with all of your real estate needs. This is the Solomon Free Money Hour, the show that's here to teach you what you need to know about real estate finance, and real estate investment. We're here with our real estate guru, Fred Solomon, who has been helping us for over 18 years here on the radio, Fred.
Yeah.
That's a long time. And in business, over 30 years maintaining an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
You know, calling me a guru, and I appreciate that, Cal, but, you know, a guru kind of has like a negative connotation, like a slick, salesman, but I don't know. What I say is I'm a speaker of truth. I'm the guy that's going to tell you the truth when you need to hear it. And believe it or not, we have listeners that call our station each and every week. And one of the listeners is on the line with us on an early Sunday morning, and he was on a couple weeks ago when we were talking about how he acquired 9 properties at a very young age. But there was a transaction that was taking place, and I'm doing some loans and looking at refinancing some of his high interest rate loans that he got from this one particular mortgage broker, names unmentioned. But the problem was is that this guy who gave him the high interest rate loans, I had I don't know what to say, I guess, concern for him, meaning like if you got 12% on a second mortgage and you have good credit like you do, why the heck did you have such a high rate? Like what happened? So anyways, that caused me for some concern because he was selling a house to his brother, one of his 9 properties, and he was selling a house to his brother, and I'm just like, let me see what's going on there. And his brother was getting quoted some rates and fees, and I want to introduce Jose again this morning. Thank you so much, Jose, for calling in so early this morning. We really appreciate it. And this is the second time he's been on the show, and he goes, Fred, I'm a little nervous. I'm like, Jose, you sounded great.
Yeah. We're glad to have you back, Jose. You did a great job on the show last time, for sure.
And we really appreciate helping out people. That's what we do. And that's what our show is all about. It really is. I mean, yes, I get business from it. And yes, it's, profitable for me and all that fun stuff. But the real thing is keeping it real, keeping it honest. And when I smell a rat, we're going to call them out without using company names or anything like that. We're just going to tell people what to look for. So when we were going through that transaction, I was looking at your brother's estimated closing statement, and he had a hell of a time getting it, by the way, from this broker. So talk a little bit about that, Jose.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on again. Yeah, I've been working with this guy. It's a little over a decade, so I know him really well. He knows my family. So, I trust him. I know sometimes there were some red flags that, I saw, but I was like, I've worked with him before, and he's always come through for me. But there were some things going on with this transaction that seemed a little off to me, and Fred pointed them out, and it was obvious, once he pointed them out, that's not right, that's wrong. But, it's a delicate situation for me because I've been working with him, like I said, for over a decade.
Here's the problem.
It was hard.
Here's the problem. Jose's got nice guy syndrome. And nice guy syndrome's it's a thing, right? It's a thing. He doesn't want to stop the transaction with somebody that's taking advantage of him financially. And I pointed it out exactly where he was doing that. He was getting charged $17,000 some odd dollars POC, which means paid outside of closing, and then on top of the $17,000, he was getting charged another $3,900 for a total of like $21,875 in loan fees. And this is like a $700,000 transaction. And I said, let me show you where you're getting charged that. and I showed him on the estimated closing statement, and he had a heck of a time even getting this document. And then I helped him, and I told him what to say in order to get a copy of it. And then I showed it to him, and I say, how do you feel about that? And why don't you tell us how you feel about that, Jose?
You know, it was really stressful for me. And you're right, Fred. I forgot to mention that part of it. I was asking for this estimated document for a while, and you just kind of put it off until now we're here at the 11th hour, and we're about to close, and he finally puts it forward. But it was stressful for me because, it once you pointed it out, Fred, I saw it. There was no trying to hide my head in the sand and try not to see what was going on. But like you said, I didn't want to stop the transaction. And actually, I kind of lost sleep over it for a couple of days.
Then that sucks. That sucks.
I thought was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jose, the key is that loyalty goes a long way with certain types of people. And a loyalty is as good as the person who deserves to receive that loyal, relationship. And in our business, it is so unloyal. It's just one of those businesses. You can call the next guy. You can call the next guy. You can call the next guy. There's so many of us out there, so many mortgage guys out there. But is there a guy that's going to go above and beyond, look at what you're doing, making sure you're not getting taken advantage of, and then on top of it, when you are getting taken advantage of, pointing it out, showing them exactly where you're getting taken advantage of, and now he knows it, but he's such a nice guy that he feels loyal to this guy because he did so much work. Meanwhile, he's getting charged $21,000 something. So, in the end, Jose, we got a minute left before the break. What would you recommend to do based on what happened to you?
Listen to people who know what they're talking about. I mean, I wish I would have done that. I actually recommended this guy to some of my friends, and they were telling me that they weren't really happy with the work he was performing for them. So that was a red flag that I should have listened to also. But yeah, you're right, Fred. It's that loyalty thing. It's very difficult for me, but no, I would listen to the advice of people who have your best interest in mind.
Yeah. And, in this day and age, that may be few and far between, but hopefully, on these next transactions that we're doing for Jose, refinancing some of these high interest rate loans that he has, these 12% second mortgages, and then refinancing his home that he just bought in Walnut, and, all the things that we're doing for him, that all I do is say, here it is, here's the info, make sure you don't let this happen to you. And if you want honest advice, we're a good person to call. 714-403-7334. 714-403-7334. Thanks so much, Jose, for joining us this morning. We really appreciate you coming on and spreading the info that what happened and how you can help yourself. That's Cal Saul. I'm Fred Solomon. You're listening to the Solomon Free Money Hour, and we'll be right back. Hi, it's Fred Solomon. We have a new YouTube and TikTok channel called the Solomon Free Money Hour. Like, subscribe, follow, turn on alerts, and you're going to learn some really good stuff that we talk about on the radio each and every week.
This is the Solomon Free Money Hour.
And we're back with the Solomon Free Money Hour, the show that's here to teach you what you need to know about real estate investment, real estate finance. And we're here with our real estate junkie, Mr. Fred Solomon.
We went from guru to junkie.
Hey, nobody loves real estate more than you. You crave it, and you're so good at it, and you're so honest. And what I really liked about having our guest on the last segment is people got the sense of what it's like to work with you. Basically, you had Jose, who's someone that you've worked with in the past. He had a friend.
He was a listener on this station.
He calls you up, and he's doing a transaction with a friend, a guy he's done a lot of business with in the past. It turns out that this guy is charging him exorbitant amounts, extra fees, like out of nowhere.
And hit it until the very end when he was asking for what the fees were up front. And the guy never gave him the info, and finally hit him, when he was going to blindside him in the 11th hour when, the transaction's ready to close and you're kind of stuck with the guy.
And he just said, have a look at this, Fred. And you pointed out all these things to him and really helped him not get ripped off, essentially.
Well, I was trying to stop that from happening. I was trying to tell him, get his brother to come do business with me because I'm not going to charge his brother that much. We do zero-cost loans, no points, no fees, no closing costs. So, when this guy's paying $21,875 in fees and I can reduce that to zero, I mean, come on, which one makes more sense? And then when the rates drop, if the rates do come down with lower inflation numbers, then we can refinance them again after 4 payments. So, that's why we do these zero-cost loans, and that's why these zero-cost loans make sense, because when rates drop, you can refi again for free.
And you're telling him that he suffers from nice guy syndrome. Like, here's a friend of his. He liked this guy. Even when he knew that the guy wasn't doing him right, he felt bad about having to dump him. And just like, he's a really nice guy. We had him on the show before, and he had to evict somebody from his property, and he was talking about how distraught he was by having to do that.
Him and his wife went to the client, the renter's house, and the wife made the renter cry, and then the renter ended up moving out 2 or 3 days later. I mean, no building owners do that. Nobody ends up, coming to your property and saying, hey, let's have a conversation about why you can't pay rent. No, it's not that. You deal with a management company. Management company throws down the hammer. You either do it or not, and if not, you get an eviction notice on your door. That's how it's normally done. Yeah, but these were nice guys.
Yeah, and being nice, being a good person, it helps in business. He must be, when you do good stuff comes back to you, but you always have to make sure that you have to verify stuff.
Right. And trust but verify.
Yes. And you're a great guy to do that with. Yeah. A lot of people just call you and say, hey, have a look at this. Does this look right to you? And everyone listening to the radio right now, you can call Fred Solomon on his cell phone right now. You might be doing a business transaction. You might be going through a mortgage. You might be doing a real estate investment. Your mom might be doing something. Your dad, somebody you're not certain that things are right. Fred will take a look at it for free. And he's not going to go, oh, no, try and point out things that aren't wrong. He'll just very transparently show you everything that's going on. And if you're doing great, then, of course, he'll give you a pat on the back and say, go for it. But you can call him at 714-403-7334. That's 714-403-7334. And yes, the man on the radio right now is going to give you advice. And he's been doing this for over 18 years on the radio and in business for over 30 years with an A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. And if you look up Fred Solomon, you're going to see on his Google reviews nothing but 5-star reviews. You have countless 5-star reviews, which I don't get, because anytime I say send a review on Google, it's because I'm pissed off. It's like I never give a 5-star review.
So you're the pissed off Google review guy.
I'm not motivated to do it unless I'm really like someone just got me really mad.
So it's Fred Solomon. We have a new YouTube and TikTok channel called the Solomon Free Money Hour. Like, subscribe, follow, turn on alerts, and you're going to learn some really good stuff that we talk about on the radio each and every week.
This is the Solomon Free Money Hour.
Welcome back to the Solomon Free Money Hour, the show that's here to teach you what you need to know about real estate finance, and real estate investment. We've been talking about a lot of things, but the big news right now is that interest rates are a little bit higher.
Yeah, they go up and down just like a seesaw, and even though they lower short-term interest rates, doesn't necessarily mean that long-term interest rates will follow, because that's based on the economic data. The economic data is the jobs report and the inflation numbers. So anyways, we saw inflation numbers come down to 2.4% Thursday morning, which was 0.5% lower than where we were the month before. But guess what? Apparently they predicted it was going to come down to 2.3%, and because it only came down to 2.4, we're going to have to, how does the bond market react? Negatively. So then the people start selling their bonds, prices come down when people sell, and then of course interest rates go up because there's an inverse relationship with that. So anyways, rates are 6.625% on a 30-year, 6.5% on a 20-year, and then we got 6.125% on a 15-year, all no points, no fees, no closing cost loans. Here are the parameters. $500,000 loan amount. It has to be 740 FICO score, 60% loan to value or lower, and it can't be cash out. We do cash out, but the rate's higher. Sometimes we can't cover all the closing costs if you want cash out. So there are some, parameters to getting these zero cost loans, but we've been doing them for a long time, and I try my best to get every client that calls me into one of those zero cost loans. However, we've had people that are self-employed, right? And they make a lot of money, but they have a lot of write-offs. So then they're like, well, Fred, October 15th is coming around the corner. I got to talk to my CPA and figure out how much we should put on the adjusted gross income in order to qualify, to see if we can go ahead and pay the extra taxes and qualify for a conventional loan, or should we just minimize our income by having additional expenses and then causing the adjusted gross income to come down, but now they pay a lot less money to the government in annual taxes or federal taxes and state taxes. So we, my father and brother are both CPAs. My father retired 5 years ago, but he's 86 years old now, so he's still around. And I have great resources to help people, because not every loan officer has a father or a brother who can get questions answered right away. So when I have a client that calls up and says, well, here's what, and I figure out what their adjusted gross income needs to be in order to qualify based on that loan that they want to get. And then I can determine what the tax savings would be versus what the interest rate savings would be. And then I could share with you what is called a break-even analysis. And that is very sophisticated, what I just explained right there. Like, hey, Fred, should I should I pay less taxes to the government, or should I pay more and get a conventional loan and get a better rate on my financing? So those are things that we've actually figured out before for clients. And that's, I have stories of that happening, but, it usually makes more sense to pay less money to the government than it does to pay the money to the government and then qualify for a conventional financing. So that has been my analysis in the past.
Oh, so that's interesting, because you have that knowledge at your fingertips, and a lot of mortgage people don't really have that, just because you have your brother right there to help you out anytime you need, your dad right there to help you out anytime you need.
Well, they ask you a question like, how much do I need to make in order to qualify? And then I figure that out. And then I say, well, this is, if this is what your income is, this is what you're going to pay based on federal and state taxes. And then, we can figure it out for you. But not a lot of people think like that who are in my, those are like financial planners and CPAs. That's the way they think. But that's the kind of, that's the way I was brought up. I was brought up with people like that. So, I was always the first one done in math class. So I just, I was quick. Math came easy, so this business was perfect for me. And all you need is fourth grade math to figure it out. Maybe fifth grade. It's not hard. It's just using your critical thinking when it comes to saving money and the smartest way to go. So that's the kind of stuff that we do for our clients. The stated income bank statement loans. We have a book that we wrote, Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is, and
where your house is. Right?
Where your house is. That's right. I knew what it was. One of those two. So Put Your Money Where Your House Is. And we'll send you a free copy of it. All you have to do is text me, and I'll give me your email address. Text me and text me your email and say, I'd like a free copy. 714-403. This comes directly to my cell phone. 714-403-7334. 714-403-7334. We have a book, How to Raise Your Credit Score 100 Points in 45 Days. I'll give you a copy of both of those books for free. We have a condo in Hawaii. One of the things we do is people that refer us real estate clients, we let them stay at my condo in Hawaii just as a way to say thank you for the referral. So a lot of times people take advantage of that, and that's a nice little perk by knowing this company. And we have really cool things. We're here to help you. Interest rates, we do zero cost loans. We've been doing that since May of 2001, 23 years. Our average client has refinanced 10 times at no cost, because what happens when the rates drop, you can refinance to Solomon with a lower rate with Solomon Financial at no points, no fees, no closing costs, where your interest rate and the APR are exactly the same, where the loan balance does not go up after you're done refinancing, like what most people do. They charge you points and they tack it onto the loan. Ours stays the same. So that's a true zero-cost loan where the rate and the APR are the same. So take advantage of these different things that we offer. We also own a mortgage and real estate company as well, So, if you're looking to buy a home, we give you back 25% of the commission that gets paid to my office. We give 25% of that to the clients, just as a perk of doing business with Solomon Financial. So many things that we do. If you want to sell your home, we show you all the homes that are available in the neighborhood before we put a for sale sign, so we know what we need to look like in order to get top dollar when you sell.
And then you also renovate people's homes if they need to be renovated in order to compete with the homes in the neighborhood.
And we put the money down to do that. So we do a lot of things here at Solomon Financial. 714-403-7334. 714-403-7334. I think we're almost out of here, aren't we, Cal?
Yeah, time flies, man, especially so early in the morning.
I know, it really does. You guys have a good rest of the weekend. That's Cal Sol. I'm Fred Solomon. We'll see you next Sunday at 6:30. Hi, it's Fred Solomon. We have a new YouTube and TikTok channel called the Solomon Free Money Hour. Like, subscribe, follow, turn on alerts, and you're going to learn some really good stuff that we talk about on the radio each and every week.
Once you start seeing the U.S. economy gaining jobs, I'm telling you, interest rates are going up. Where do you think rates will be 5 years from now? Rates will not stay this low forever. Hi, I'm Fred Solomon of Solomon Financial Mortgage. We specialize in no points, no fees, and no closing cost loans. We pay for title, escrow, appraisal, credit report. All the costs you paid for when you purchased or refinanced your home last time, well, this time you won't have to because we do. So basically, you lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, and it doesn't cost you anything. Even if your rate drops 0.25%, it makes sense. Discover why these zero-cost loans are the best option out there and make the most sense.
This show furnished by Solomon Financial Mortgage and Realty.